So without further ado, let's make the most of the time that we've got. Please give a very warm London welcome to the Samurai Cop himself, Mr. Matthew Carides.
We're just breaking protocol to say I'm really Q&A right now.
So like we said, we've got 10, 12 minutes. Let's make the most of everything we've got. Has anybody, of course you have, got any questions for Matt? We will just point, you've got to shout them out.
What is this? Was my co-star here this last weekend? I think so.
Do you like what you see?
Yeah, I love what I see. Some people showed up for a sequel. That is fantastic.
Do you want to throw, if you've got a question, please throw your hand up, we can point to you and you've got the questions. Come on, you've come all this way. Matt's come all the way from LA to London. You must have a question.
Sometimes there are no questions.
What have you been doing between Samurai Cop 1
Oh, check the 80s Picture House. First interview I did for about 3 hours, I'll tell you. A lot of dirty laundry there. Nothing. After I did Samurai Cop, that was basically it. I just thought, if this is what Hollywood's like, I'm not going to make it.
Did you choose not to do it?
Yeah, I did, just because I felt, and again, most of you, whether you knew or not, I worked with Sylvester Stallone when I first moved to LA as a bodyguard. So to be around the biggest movie star at that time and see what real Hollywood was like, I just thought, well, I could probably get 0.1% of Sly success. And it just doesn't happen. And you start at low-budget movies, and Samurai Cop was my first starring role. So I thought, all right, I'll learn on this movie and then get better and better and better. Did I ever think that that would be my legacy? No. But, so, you know, it's just something that happens. I'm thankful. I've talked to Amir's son. Amir has passed, as some of you may know. And I thank him for the opportunity. But, yeah, this is just amazing. You know, here I am 50 years old doing a sequel to a horrible movie. So.
Yes, you're in the middle, sir.
Yeah, how many people working on the film didn't think it was a horrible movie?
I know. Everybody did. The reason that Mark and I even wanted to do the sequel was because for you guys, for the fans. I mean, I didn't realize at all that there was this much of a fan base. So when I came back to life, as they called it, the second coming of Jesus, which is what I look like. That's why I grew the beard for you guys. I just thought this would be a blast to take us 25 years later and let everybody see where we ended up. This isn't kind of where the script that I originally read that you're going to watch where we end up, but I just thought it would be a blast to do. So there's been a lot of talk of doing a third one, but I said it's up to the fans if they want to do that. But if we ended it with a trilogy, it's really got to be a lot different than what you guys are about to see here. We'll get it right. Third time's a charm.
Matt's your first time over here in the UK. What are your thoughts so far?
First of all, I'm thankful because I went to Madrid, Spain, and Barcelona because they had the premiere over there, and I'm just thankful to be around people that speak the Queen's English. Thank God you guys invented a dialect and a speak that is so clear and concise that we inherited it over there in America. We don't give it as much justice as you guys, but I love it here. We got in here yesterday, and we're going to probably be here for another 4 days. So it's just for me, I've never been out of the country of the United States of America, so it was just a fitting end for me here. This will be the end of the whole promotion of Samurai Cop 2. To come here, we're a huge fan base. You guys have just been very loyal, and we all appreciate it so much, so thank you.
So, anyone wants to know? Samurai Cop 3, what are the odds?
Well, I mean, there is a lot of interest now because people thought it was a tangible franchise, but like I said, I really personally don't want to be involved in something that if we can't take what's on the page and make it appear on screen, and we're not talking about huge money, no one's looking to get rich on it, but I think that where Gregory Hatanaka, our director, took my character and this story, it's amazing where we went, but it's I just really love that first movie with the bumbling around, Mark and I, and Samurai Cop hitting on chicks and doing all kinds of, I know I'm a little old now to be hitting on chicks, but I just thought it was more fun and comedic, so here we kind of go with a little acid trip, so hopefully you guys have been drinking and smoking.
And we can say, like I said, we've seen this between me and Tom over 20 times. If this is your first viewing, guaranteed you'll go, I don't want that lot. This is a movie that gives you so much more the more you watch it. It's available on DVD and Blu-ray. Please buy it. It's what, $12 now?
I guess it keeps going down. $4. I don't know. I heard that. I wasn't involved in any of that. I just said, get it out to the people as soon as possible. That was the hardest thing. Again, we did some Kickstarter. I don't know if you guys were aware of that or some of you contributed, but we were looking for $50,000 extra money just to do special effects and so on, which you'll see here are special effects. And we ended up raising $65,000, and it's just amazing, and it's just never enough. Even the same thing that Amir tried to do with the first movie. You have this ambitious vision of what you want to do, and it's day one you start compromising your artistic integrity, and you just start shooting. Hey, we got to get this shot. All right, stand in front of the tree and give a line, and we'll make it match later, like Amir did in the first movie. So I was just deja vu. Mark and I are going, I can't fucking believe we're doing this again. What the fuck's going on? And he's like, I don't know, man, but I've been here all day. I haven't said a fucking line, and you keep doing shit and fighting, and I'm sitting, why'd they call me here so early, and blah, blah. So we did a movie making of Samurai Cop 2, which will be out, and I think that'll be fun for you guys to see all the shit that went on with Tommy and everything. So, I mean, I think that'll be even fun to watch.
Right, 6 minutes. Yes, gentleman in the glasses.
Yeah, the original looks like it was made for under $65,
Yeah.
never mind the 65,000. The trailer to this one looks a bit more slick and professional. Is this your sort of Citizen Kane avatar?
Yeah, again, I always try to let everybody know I was just the hired talent. Again, Mark and I, of course, we were the stars of the first movie, but this is really Gregory Hatanaka's vision, just a fan of the movie. The first movie, actually, Amir spent $30,000 to make, and he ended up selling it for like $300,000. So Amir was very shrewd at movie making. He sold it in territories and so on and so forth, but it never went out theatrical release in the U.S. But so yeah, the budget on this, you'll see it's visually more stunning. We started off that way, and then as money dwindled, we're like holding an iPhone and filming this and that. So that's why I've said in many interviews that we unintentionally, accidentally created the same nonsense from like we did on the first one and captured lightning in a bottle again, but in a different way. So I say that, and I say that with much love for my director. Like I said, he's the one that put up money and effort to get this done. So Mark and I were both thankful, but it's a crazy trip, like I said, when you watch this.
We've probably got time for a couple more questions. Yes, the guy in the baseball cap at the back.
You mentioned about being Stallone's bodyguard. Obviously, you were quite a big guy when the film was made, but how did you end up being his bodyguard? Do you have any martial arts training?
Yeah, when I moved from Portland, Oregon, which is the state just north of California, I was 23 years old, weighed 270 pounds, bodybuilder. I always wanted to get into executive protection, bodyguard work. When I got to LA, I found out Sly was working out in the gym in Santa Monica. I was a huge fan, obviously, as a kid growing up in the 80s. And back then, our training was similar to what MMA is now today. We all weren't masters in, Aikido or Jiu-Jitsu or whatever. We had certain things that we learned, each of us, Greco-Roman wrestling. A lot of us were boxers and so on and so forth. When you work for a guy like that, you're not out there to beat the shit out of everybody. You're there to keep him safe, moving through a crowd, and incapacitate anybody that's a psycho attacker. So that's what we did. So when Amir hired me for this movie, I'm like, I just want to let you know I'm not a samurai master. He's like, don't worry, you'll just swing the sword. So that worked out well, but I felt disrespectful to the masters that are samurais when the first movie came out. They're like, who the fuck is this guy? We don't do this shit. But yeah, it was an honor to work for Sly, like I said, and it was just fun to do that for 3 or 4 years. Then I went on and worked for Arnold and some other celebrities, but I just thought, you know what, I got to do my own acting because I want to be a successful actor. I should have stayed with Sly. It could have been an Expendables 4, maybe. Hey, boss, can you give me a part?
Maybe you still can be.
Oh, yeah.
Right, we've got time for one more question, yes.
Yeah. Do you have any memory about your co-star in the first movie, the great Robert?
Yeah, that was sad. Robert was awesome. I couldn't understand. I met Robert when Sly was filming Tango and Cash over at Warner Brothers, and I remembered him because he had that distinct look. And then when he showed up and he was the bad guy, I just said, wow, I just wondered, why, you're doing Tango and Cash, but now here you're doing this movie that I'm, in. But he took it serious. That was Robert was a true connoisseur of acting. He loved what he did, no matter what budget level, whatever. And it was just sad that we had 2 attempts to fly him out for the sequel, weather delays both times, and then unfortunately he passed on the 3 days before he was to fly out. But great guy, I liked him. He was very serious and took everything really, 100% everything we did together.
I lied when I said one more question. We've still got time for one more. How about that? Who's going to be the lucky person? Yes, at the front.
Oh yeah, the famous wig thing. When we started filming in June of 1990, and we were on and off filmed for 4 days, then off for 2 weeks while he went and got more money or developed the film. We finished filming, according to him, and did all the reshoots by November of 1990. So I said, all right, he said, I'll see you later, I'll call you when I have the footage. And then I went out and cut my hair short and did new headshots for my agent. And then Amir called me in January of 91 and said, come to the office. So I thought I was gonna go in there and meet him and pick up the tape. And then I walked in and he said, what have you done? You fucked up my film. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you cut your hair, I have more to film. I said, you told me we were done. So he immediately threw me in his car and we went to the closest wig shop and he just grabbed what he thought my hair looked like. I have more of a Farrah Fawcett feathered look. He grabbed like what my hair looks like now, horrible. And he just put it on me and I thought, all right, I just feel bad even though you told me we were done. I want to help you finish the film. But I thought they'd be faraway shots. I had no idea they were, And you watch in the first movie, you'll see me come up on a suspect and it's my hair. And as soon as I peek around the corner, the close-up is the wig and then back to me. So I was just like, how the hell am I going to show this to anybody and try to get work as an actor? But that's where the wig came from. It wasn't intentional. It's just Amir had to finish his movie, and no matter what shots were missing, like the opening scene with me in the hat in front of the police station, it's just clearly a wig. But that's just, again, at these level, low budget, these guys just have to finish their movies. So that's what I'm stuck with Jack.
Well, we've got 10 minutes, and the movie's going to start at 9:10. Matt's going to spend 10 minutes giving you an introduction to it. Like I said at the start, if you've never seen it before, you're in for a treat. I was lucky enough to be in LA for the premiere over there. They were very vocal. I'm expecting you to be even more vocal because we're going to be talking about it on the next podcast.
Vocal
which is time for a gratuitous plug.
Of what?
If you don't know about the 80s Pitch House podcast, Matt was
I've done
kind
4
enough.
now, 3?
Yeah, well, you've been on 3 times with us now. Yeah, Matt's been on with us 3 times. Some amazing interviews. We thank Matt for the time that he spent with us. We did a show with Mark Frazier. We did a show with Melissa Moore, who's Peggy in the movie. So if you've not heard of us, please go and visit the website. Please enjoy the movie, which I'm sure you will. And please go and buy it on Blu-ray. And with that, we're going to hand you over to Matt.
I guess
introduce it now.
We could probably, we got the 10 minutes, so we can probably do a couple more questions and I'll
Do you want to do some more questions? Anybody got some more before we go?
Right?
What's Tommy Wiseau like to work with?
He was awesome. I had no idea who Tommy was. Greg Hatanaka just thought, if I can get Matt and Tommy together, it would be like Pacino and De Niro in Heat. And I didn't get that. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, you have no idea, you guys together. And then when I met him, Tommy was like, hello, how are you? And I'm like, cool, but you're 3 hours late for dinner, what the fuck? And then he just started telling us how the movie should be made, and he literally said, in the movie, I will kill the samurai at the end. And then we will do a sequel, I will be a new superhero. And I'm like, sure, but whatever gets you to come on board. But he was fantastic to work with. Tommy is who he is, and you'll see in this movie, he's absolutely the most entertaining person I've ever seen. And I just think he brings a special certain style. And but it was just fun. Choreography was crazy because we actually used live swords in some of the scenes that you'll see in the close-ups, and we had stunt coordinators and stunt guys that were just out of frame because if Tommy was supposed to come this way and I would be ready to block, he would be coming this way and they're worried my head's going to get sheared off. But he's very passionate about what he does. The one thing that I do want to say, when you see Tommy, any lines that he says, there was such a plethora of lines that Tommy was no way going to learn them. So I pulled the director aside and I said, just give Tommy a line, we'll take a beat, and then let him say it, and then in editing and that's literally what goes on. So hopefully in the making of, the director just yells out a line, and sometimes Tommy repeated it correctly, sometimes it wasn't. But that's why I laugh, so I don't know if you guys will see the same beauty, but he's just awesome. I mean, he had certain requirements. He wanted a costume, and he wanted, people that said he looks like the Hamburglar. I don't know if you know who that guy is. But again, I was just so thankful. He's amazing. You guys know they're shooting that movie, Seth Rogen and James Franco at Warner Brothers right now, The Life of Tommy Wiseau. So it's just an interesting story. He's an amazing man. I know the documentary came out about him that I just saw in Spain. But great guy. I think he was fantastic.
He's really good at it. And watch out, towards the end of the movie, there's a line that Tommy repeats wrongly. That Greg shouted out.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch out for that one. Right, questions. I saw somebody else hold their hand up. Who was it? It was somebody near the front.
It was about Tommy and he pretty much.
Okay, there's a guy near the back with a beard.
I found a trailer on YouTube film called American Revenge. I could never actually find the whole film. Was
Yeah, I actually sent it to, who did I send it to, you?
I got it.
Oh, you got it. That was a movie I did before. Right when I left Sly in November of '90, I did a film with Jimmy Van Patten in Las Vegas. I played the supporting role of Angelo, some coke dealer, but it was shot on a Super High 8. But I don't know where that is. I don't know who owns it, but I had a copy of that on a PAL system, which is, I guess, what you guys use over here, not VHS. And I sent it to Dave, and Dave watched it, Ramrod, and his other co-host. I don't know. We're trying to find out who owns
hot
it.
news. I did digitize it. Matt sent me the only VHS copy of it. It's going to sound like a gratuitous.
I would rather just release it.
We have got a YouTube channel that we don't use too much. We are going to push it quite a little bit. I'm going to put the scenes that you're in on our YouTube channel.
Well,
Just to get a little bit of
a
little bit of interest out there.
You
It's
can
worth-
see shittier
it's
acting
worth
versus shitty acting. We're going to show you two different versions. But yeah, that's the only way to really get the owner of the movie to come forward. Like, why are you showing my movie? After doing it? But yeah, that was just another movie that I should have been learning how to act and never be having that be my whole library of work. But it was what it was.
You do see Matt in an awesome fight scene now. So yeah, and some great sunglasses.
Oh yeah.
Were they yours?
Yeah, that's the Sly War. They're like some Versace. He got all the guys' glasses. You want some glasses? Sure, Sly. I'll take some. But yeah, back in the day in the 80s, they were popular. But
Right, as we head towards the time that we've got, has anybody got any last minute questions for Matt while you've got him here up on stage? All right, you walk too sharp.
and I think after, we're gonna have
Yes,
to go out.
over there with the bright lights filming.
Have you got the black pants on?
Right now?
And if you have, can I see them later, please?
Unfortunately, I'm commando right now.
Oh!
Too much info, but no, those pants that I wore in the first movie, the bikini, the scene in the pool, Amir said, "I need you to match Janice. Please come with some very skimpy." And I'm like, "Why?" And I thought, "Oh, I'm young and good. Oh, sure, I'll wear them," not knowing I look like a tool. That's why I look back at it now and go, I don't even know that guy. I can't even believe I made these choices, but. And then everybody kept thinking that we shared the underpants or the bikini, because Gerald Nakamura in the first movie has on black Speedos. Mark, when they whipped the towel away and threatened to cut his black gift off, is wearing black Speedos. So we didn't share, those were mine, but yeah. And they may even make a cameo in this sequel. With 50-year-old saggy skin hanging. I'm like, hey.
If they make a cameo, are they the same pair?
No. No. I had to go out and get new ones because Greg's like, "Could you wear?" And I said, "You got to be kidding me. I want to do better work in this movie." No. So yeah, not the same ones.
What was it like coming back as Joe Marshall after all these years?
What, to play the part?
Yeah.
Frustrating for me. I mean, to be honest, as me, Matthew Carita speaking, because I wanted to do, as did Mark, better acting. But again, we were hired to do what Gregory Hatanaka wanted, that he thought the fans would want to see. So there's a lot of me being me from the first movie, which I didn't want to do, mixed in with some better acting, I think. But we'll see. So it's just frustrating because I'm not complaining that you get typecast, but I really wanted to do something better work-wise. But I think this is fine in the genre that we shot it. I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people have said, if you guys would have done a really good movie, I don't know if we would have enjoyed it, because they really expected us to do a shit sequel, but don't copy the first one. So that was what was hard. We didn't want to repeat and try to be self-aware of what we did in the first movie. So we really didn't become self-aware here. We threw in things that you guys will laugh about, but other than that, we just really tried to go a different direction. And you guys are such a huge fan base. So many factions of you guys like it for different reasons, the technical mistakes or the bad acting or the stupid lines. So we couldn't please everybody, but this is what Greg came up with.
If you could fight anybody, if there was a Samurai Cop 3, who would you like it to be?
If what? If we could...
Yeah, if you could get anybody into Samurai Cop 3 that you could have a final battle with, who would it be?
I don't know. I just think I would love to just have it more Mark and I, because that's what I think everybody loved in the first, was just him and I buddying up together, partnering. I'd love to have like Christopher Walken as a bad guy, or Van Damme or something. I don't know. But I just think, as long as we could just keep it in that same vein of what Amir was trying to do with the first, which was to make a low-budget Lethal Weapon movie, which it's not what it was, but But no, that would be fine. I think. If we can do 3, maybe we'll stop at 2. That's fine.
We've got a couple of minutes left, Matt. Do you want to spend those couple of minutes introducing the movie?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
like I said before, Greg Hatanaka, who was the director of this, was a fan, number one. And when he found out that I was alive, after everybody thought that I had passed away, because there was another guy that had a similar name to me for many years, everybody thought I was dead. So once he found out I was alive, he was already kicking around an idea to do a sequel with Mark Fraser and Caden Cross, looking for the killer of Joe Marshall. So once I came on board, we really went fast track, and it was like, oh my God, Matt, I got to meet you. We sat down, and he said, I want to make a sequel, and I said, why the hell would anybody want to see a sequel to this movie? And then he wrote up 3 or 4 drafts, and then we did the Kickstarter, and the next thing you know, we're filming in December, and it was 3 weeks of filming, and then it went into a couple of days of reshooting, but just problem after problem after problem. But it's just amazing to see that he never gave up. He constantly just made sure that he never let the fans down. You can't go, hey, we're out of money, we got to stop. So I give kudos to him for that. And artistically, I think he's got a very unique vision and the way he shot this. So I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's just been a pleasure. Like I said, this whole thing's just been a dream come true. I never thought at 50 years old I'd be doing a sequel to a movie and traveling the world because of a dumb movie that I did. So it's just amazing. I hope you guys enjoy it. And then I'll actually be upstairs after, because I know they want to clear out after the movie's done, but I'll be upstairs if you guys want to do pictures and break your cameras or whatever. So, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
One last thing, remember, you're under pressure to beat an LA audience, so you're going to be very vocal watching this.
So it's Matt's first visit to the UK, so before you watch it, please give a massive hello, thank you, and welcome.